Hey guys! Welcome to my vlog, and I want to talk about something that I'm really passionate about. And speaking of which, I want to introduce you to my teddy bear Puffy the panda. And the story of Puffy the panda is that I used to work for a place called Build-A-Bear, and Build-A-Bear is this magical place where you make teddy bears for young children. And this was my souvenir Build-A-Bear. I stuffed this panda, which is hence the name Puffy. And it's because I love wildlife, and this vlog is about wildlife because today we're living in a world that's very uncertain for the future of mammals. And I've always wanted in my lifetime, and still aspire in my lifetime, to see all these wonderful creatures up close, like the giraffes, the tigers, the lions, penguins. And for all those people out there that have been lucky to see those animals up close along their travels, good on you, because they are such beautiful, majestic creatures. But it's really important to be mindful of the way that we live our lives, because since 1970, between 1970 and 2014, we have lost 60% of the world's wildlife. And that includes everything from birds, fish, reptiles, amphibians. It's really impacted on the natural world around us. Things such as eating meat, for example, how we dispose of our waste, how we consume energy, whether that's little things from the way we heat our houses, for example, to the plastics we throw away in the oceans. Things like this have a devastating impact on the wildlife around us. And I've written blogs about this, and I'm quite passionate about it because I feel this is the time in our lives now where we are the first of our kind in terms of mankind impacting on the future of the natural world around us. And that's called the sixth mass extinction. And the sixth mass extinction is where we're experiencing a rapid decline of wildlife around us because of the way that we consume natural resources, the way we consume the space on our planet, inflicting on natural habitats of endangered species. And it's really important that we use this opportunity to really reflect on how we can change the world around us in a positive way, whether that's not eating as much meat in our diets, or turning to reusable energies, for example, like wind energy or solar energy, rather than burning fossil fuels, for example. Or just going out there and picking pieces of litter up in a littered forest or in a park, just being mindful of how we dispose of our waste. Things like that can help animals. And I'm gonna ramble on a lot about wildlife, but I just feel so passionate. And you don't need to be an expert, you don't need to be a scientist or some world-renowned naturist to be talking about wildlife. It all depends, for change to really happen, it all depends on ordinary people like ourselves, like me, to talk about the very things that are important in life. And preserving our natural habitats, preserving our natural environment is really key. And this pandemic is a very stark reminder of how we are encroaching on natural habitats. This COVID-19 pandemic has made us realise that we rely on ecosystems, we rely on species and what they do for us. We rely on them to provide for us in terms of how we support ourselves. Everything in life is interlinked, sometimes more than we realise, from the ants that we see on the ground to mammals that we see in forests. Everything around us plays an important part, and we're just a small part of that. And when we start to understand what wildlife and nature does for us, the more that we really appreciate the importance of protecting wildlife, protecting natural habitats, protecting forests, protecting the world around us, because it's all, nature is not just what nature does for us, it's what we do for nature as well. It's a two-way street, and I feel that the balance is somehow been upset and not recognised enough or appreciated as much, and I feel that we need to address that balance. We need to make sure that we're in balance with nature, and I just hope that we learn from this and we try to think of ways of how to live our lives better in an eco-friendly type of way, and it'll keep species like pandas, lions, tigers living for a lot longer. And I just hope that we can live in a world where future generations can have the chance to see these amazing animals, and it's something that we just have to be mindful of for the future. Take it easy, stay safe, love you all, bye.